What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Double Double. I want to talk about the culture of airliners in the US. So, this is very hyper specific because I was delayed and I'm going to try and figure out how to make the airliners better here. But yeah, I recently got delayed from a flight and we just had to wait 12 hours. But I know there's other worse, like nightmare experiences with airliners, but this is just what I was dealing with recently on a travel. And yeah, it's really interesting how consistently bad American Airlines or American airliners are. There's a couple like Delta that are really good, but for the most part they're just incredibly inefficient, and the customer service and hospitality just, yeah, comparatively to the rest of the world, it's not really great. But this is, if you look at the industry from the type of industry it's in, it is in an oligopoly, which means consumers have little choice and they have to choose from the main players in terms of competition. So, yeah, we're going to go back to Econ 101 and I'll show a graphic of the types of like competitions. So, you have perfect competition, which is kind of a lot of players. So this is where your product is not as differentiated. So like agriculture, you know, there are multiple of the sames. So it's you can if you need to get a an alternative, it's pretty easy. And moving on to the next, there is a little less competition, but it's called monopolistic competition, and this is like a restaurant. So there is food. Food is food. There's different types of food, and people can go from restaurant to restaurant. And oligopoly, this is like airliners, automobile manufacturers, or like cell phone providers. There's only a couple to choose from, like Delta, American Airlines, United. There's a couple, and depending on your region, and for like cell phone companies, obviously that's like what AT&T, Verizon, and um, what I think T-Mobile. Yeah, so there's only a couple to choose from, and their product is not very like unique. It's like, yeah, you can get a cell phone service from any of these companies, and they'll work with your phone. And then Monopoly, this is just one, and that's like water or electric providers. So yeah, since going back to the airliner situation, this was due to a weather incident. It was just like lightning and thunderstorm, which is like, okay, that's cool, that's fair. But the since it's an oligopoly, people don't have the options to go from like many different competitors because there's only a couple. So the companies have a lot of power in this scenario. So they can kind of just create the rules of whatever they want to do. So they're like, okay, I was asking them, like, okay, we're going to be stuck here for 12 hours. Can we get at least a food voucher? And no amenities, no like Ubers or hotels, because they are in this oligopoly state where they're like, okay, we're only going to reimburse for, I think it was airplane repairs, or it was, yeah, if you have to really list out the fine print to see what can get reimbursed for, but no food vouchers or anything. But I would say this was kind of a fail on their part, because all the customers, they were kind of annoyed, you know, and just like the little things matter when you're running a company like this, because this is your reputation, where reoccurring customers are a thing. That's why they have those credit cards and stuff, and those reward miles. And yeah, having a good reputation of your company, even just for like the littlest things, like even if they give us a $20 or $30 like food voucher at the airport, like even if we were stuck for, I don't know, 2 hours, and they gave us that card, that food voucher, it would mean a lot to all of the customers And this is like not that big of a deal, for a company to spend a couple hundred or $1,000 on a flight to reimburse their passengers, because the reputation of that company is so much more valuable than that $20 or $30 food voucher. And $20 doesn't even get you anything at the airport, so it's so expensive out there. What I'm just trying to say is those little things that the airliner could do to make a customer feel a lot better because of that delay, that could compound in the future for brand reputation and customer sentiment on that airliner in the future. So if your company, definitely pay attention to all the little things, mainly on customer experience and just how you can treat a customer during really annoying situations like this. So it's, if you need to spend a little bit of money to satisfy those customers' needs, then you can do it. You shouldn't take advantage because of the company being in an oligopoly state where, yeah, who are you gonna fly with? You kind of have to fly with us because there's nobody else that you can fly with, so they can treat the customers poorly. But that shouldn't be the case, because customers do need to vote with their dollar. And yeah, if they treat customers poorly, just don't go to that airliner. So that's just the importance of companies taking care of their customers, because the customers will support the companies in the future if they have if the value for that customer is equal to like the cost and however, or to the product or service that's provided. And if the company can go beyond and serve the customer, then you'll have more like customer lifetime expected value and just have a customer for life. And that's a lot better than trying to get new customers over and over again, because it's more expensive to advertise and make sure that the customers trust you over the other competitors. So definitely try and take care of the customers right now, because they could be a customer for life. And I think that's all for this podcast, and I hope you enjoyed, and all the social medias are below.